be sure to go to elksidegaming.elk and use promo code ELK for ELK% off on orders over ELK dollars. It's a good elk, and it'll help to support the elk. What's a Planeswalker's Elk creator Derek 6 spec with more Magic than Gathering Arena? As you can see, I'm cosplaying as Oko. I should have worn a more gray shirt, and I made a terrible joke just now with the whole Elkside Gaming thing. A lot of people on Twitter are like super... Twitter is a bit of a cesspool with Magic right now. Like, Oko is bad, but some people are like real angry about it. So Twitter's become very awkward about the whole Oko situation. I'm trying to have fun with it. We're not playing Oko today, and I'm probably not going to be playing an Oko deck, like, ever, really. And by that, I mean, like, Salt High Oko, right? Something like that. Because it's just not my style. What is my style is playing a mono-red deck that isn't technically aggro. This is not aggro in the sense that we're not going to be, like, swinging in with creatures and, like, dealing damage to the dome as well. There's no as well. We're dealing damage to the dome. The point of this deck is to burn my opponent in the face and have them die. So how we do that is by red. We cast red, and the red resolves, and our opponent becomes red from the explosion that happens when they die. This deck is built around Torbran. We have 4 of him because we want to make sure that we see Torbran every game, because this card is just so good. Essentially, if a red source we have would deal damage to anything of our opponents, it deals 2 additional. It's fantastic. Torbran essentially is a 4 power creature by himself. He includes himself, unlike Jaya here, who we also have as a 1 of kind of Torbran number 5. Jaya only includes one additional. Unfortunately, she doesn't include herself. But the okay thing about Jaya is that she does actually get the ability to hit things herself. You know, Torbran, if her opponent has a bunch of big blockers, he can't just attack in willy-nilly. So Jaya can deal some damage. But what's great is that these 2 stack with each other. So if you have Torbran and Jaya out, other red sources deal 3 additional damage. That makes a shock 5 damage. Speaking of shock, we have 3 shocks because we need to kill not Oko, sorry. Misspoke. Got some Oko on the mind. Literally. We need to be able to kill Goose. You bolt the bird, you shock the honker, right? So, gotta have some shocks. Electrostatic Field is kind of one of our 2 main win conditions. We plan on winning the game over time or in burst, right? Electrostatic Field is one of those things that help us win over time. Essentially, whenever we cast an instant sorcery, of which we have plenty, we get to deal a little bit of damage to our opponent. Another thing that we do over time is Brimstone Trebuchet. Both of these cards, hilariously, are also decent on defense because they're 0, 4, and 1, 3 respectively. But you might be saying, why are you running Brimstone Trebuchet? You're not running Knights? You're correct. But I am running Torbran and or Jaya. With Torbran out, this bolts my lava spike, technically, but it bolts my opponent every turn. That is fantabulous. Same thing with Electrostatic Field. If I cast a shock, with Torbran out, right? If I cast a shock on my opponent, that's 4 damage, plus an additional 3 damage from Electrostatic Field. That is 1 mana investment for 7 damage. Ooh, baby, I love your way. So, we're also running some Steam-Kins. I figure sometimes we might need a little bit of a burst of mana. Also, Steam-Kin is fine by itself. It is just a good old card that can become a 4/4. With Torbran out, that's 6 damage. Who doesn't hate that? Or who doesn't love that? 3 Chandra's Pyrohelix. This card is great. Now, obviously, technically, without Torbran, it's not as good, but still being able to deal some divided damage in the early games allows you to kill 2 X1s that are kind of causing you a little bit of trouble. If your opponent has, you know, a Planeswalker or something out, and you do happen to have Torbran or Jaya, you're going to be able to deal, you know, 2 or 3 damage to each of those things based on which one you have out. So being able to, like, hit a Teferi down, or, you know, hurt an Oko, and then kill the Elk token, right? You're not going to kill Oko and and hurt the Elk token, but you know, if you have Torbran out, you Chandra's Pyrohelix on Oko, that's 3 damage to Oko, and it's enough damage to kill the Elk, right? So that is something that's very helpful. And regardless, it's just kind of a general fine card. If you have one thing to kill that has like X toughness, you can deal some leftover damage to your opponent's dome. That's nice. We have one Chandra's Triumph. This is because I think our worst matchup is probably going to be like the big green decks, not necessarily Oko decks, but like the ramp decks and things like that. So Chandra's Triumph is there because it technically does more base damage, right? We only have 2 Chandras in the deck. We did start out with more. We kind of whittled it down when I decided that I wanted to make this deck a lot more burn heavy and a lot less, permanent based things. So technically, if you're running more Chandras, I would definitely suggest buffing up the numbers of Chandra's Triumph, as long as we actually need them. I haven't gone up against any big green decks yet, so it's possible that I don't need them, but it's kind of there for that reason. You could also have Lava Coil, but I wanted to make sure that I have some versatility, and this can hit Planeswalkers as well as creatures. So 3 Bonecrusher Giants. This card's great because, one, it's not a Chandra's Pyrohelix, but it's 2 damage to any target that also can become a creature later that hurts your opponent if they target it. Obviously, if you have Torbran out, they're probably going to be targeting Torbran and not Bonecrusher Giant. But let's say for some reason that they do target Bonecrusher Giant when we have Torbran out. That's 4 damage. Pretty damn good, if you ask me. Pretty damage good, if you ask me. Risk factor, sometimes we need to draw cards, and if we're playing a burn deck, our opponent might not want to take 4 damage. If we have Torbran, they probably don't want to take 6. Skewer the Critics. It's a lightning bolt at sorcery speed. Slaying Fire is a 4 damage burn spell. We're playing almost mono mountains. Is 4 damage. With Torbran out, that's 6 damage. Now that's a lot of damage. Let's add some more. Skarrgan Hellkite, Jaya, and Sarkhan are all like my 5 drops. I'm not sure which one of them is the best, so that's why I have one of each. Skarrgan Hellkite is great because it can be a hasty way to just deal the last point of damage. If we have Torbran out, that's 6 hasty. But otherwise, it is still just like 5 hasty flying, right? That is something that is pretty helpful. Instead of it just being like, oh, it's another burn spell. Because it technically can stick around as well, right? Alternatively, we can have it come in as a 5/5. And then not only can it attack and do cool things, but if we have Torbran out, we get to deal 2 damage twice. Because we split up the initial damage. 1 goes here. Oh, excuse me. I'm doing math wrong. That's 3 damage. 1 damage to 1 target, 1 damage to another target, add 2 to both of those, boom, that's 3. 3 damage for 4 mana. 6 damage for 4 mana. Split up. That's a lot of damage. Sarkhan. Sarkhan is good because he is a permanent way to kind of keep accruing value. He can attack by himself, that's always nice. But with Torbran out, or Jaya, when you have a dragon, his passive makes it so that your opponent's creatures are going to have a real hard time getting in, right? Only, if you have Jaya, only X2s and above. Only X3s and above, because they'll take 2 damage. And if you have Torbran, only X4s and above. Yes. If you have both of them, your opponent has to attack with things that have 5 or more toughness in order to actually get through. That's pretty strong. Obviously, they're one-ofs here, so it's not going to be likely, but whatever. Chandra works, obviously, fantastically with Torbran, especially in a burn deck like this, where we sometimes just need that little bit of oomph. Chandra gives that oomph because she can't be countered. Aether, Gust, or whatever that's called, can be an issue, but we can just put her back on top. She can't be countered, right? So we can go ahead and have her kind of as a free, this is your inevitability. We get our opponent to like 6. This is something that's going to take them down, and as long as we survive those final turns, they should be dead. With Torbran or Jaya, her -3 is even stronger. Obviously, the only things that we have that would be safe from her -3 are our Steam-Kins. Torbran would die, but still, having a situation where you can do 5 damage to all non-elemental creatures can be super helpful, especially against those green decks where you're going to have an issue. Now, obviously, not the best, because Nissa makes elementals, which sucks, but Keslavai. Her -X is good. 1 Sundering Stroke because I think this card's cool, and I want to see if I can cast it. We're running 4 Dwarven Mines because they're good chump blockers. We have nothing but mountains, essentially, other than Cryptic Caves. And they can attack for 3 damage with Torbran out. 20 mountains, sure. And then a single Cryptic Caves, just in case we're drawing too many cards. You did see correctly that I'm running 61 cards. That is because I had 24 lands initially. I wasn't drawing lands enough. But I wasn't confident in 25 because I'm a burn deck, and I don't want to top deck too many lands, if that makes sense. I have played a few practice games, just a couple actually, both against aggro decks. So I'm not sure how well the deck is going to perform against big green, which is what I think is actually going to be an issue. This is an issue because I don't have in the early game. This is better. I'm going to get rid of Bonecrusher Giant, Chandra's Triumph. I think I'm going to get rid of Chandra's Triumph. Now I'm going to get rid of Pyrohelix. Yeah. And I'm not going to play Dwarven Mine first because it should be relatively easy. As long as I draw a single mountain, it should be easy to get this trigger going. So let's see if this is... This is an opt? Okay, just... Oh, it's Simic Flash. Cool. I forgot about this deck. Awesome. No, what the food? And I'm just trying to understand. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Risk factor? I assume they're going to take 5 damage. 4 damage, sorry. Go down to 13. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. That's fine. I am almost 100% certain that my opponent has a Frilled Mystic. Right? Like, there's like no way that they don't, right? So I think what I'm gonna do is try and kill the goose. If they counter it with Frilled Mystic, then I can just like use Bonecrusher Giant to kill them, to kill that, and be okay. But I want to be able to kill a wolf, because they could just have wolf. Essentially, I have to figure out, do they have, is it more likely for them to have Frilled Mystic, or is it more likely for them to have wolf? I guess I'm gonna play it and hope. Uh-oh. Looks like they have Mystic. What? They had wolf. Okay. Maybe Torbran lives. Potentially not bad. Okay, 4 mana. They still have Mystic mana, but... Questing Beast. Okay. That's fine. I'll take a little bit of Dabblage. Sure, that's fine. 5 Dabblage. I'm fine with that. Ow. Oh no, boo, spooky. Ooh. No, I can't afford that. But I can't afford killing both of these cards and then attacking them. So we're going to crush the bones of the Questing Beast. Oh my gosh. Oh! I think I could have just killed my opponent. That would have been 4 damage to their face or something. I don't know. Got him! Nice. Sorry, first practice game was against Mono Black Sack. They Midnight Reapered. No, not Midnight Reapered, sorry. They Murderous Ridered my Steam-Kin. So I played Steam-Kin on 2, and then I played Trebuchet on 3. And at the end of their turn, at the end of my turn on 3, they killed my my Steam-Kin. Was that? No, that was on their turn. They killed my Steam-Kin on their turn 3. Then on my turn 4, I played Torbran. My opponent plays for keeps. They killed my Torbran. Or I played a Torbran. Then they died. A horrible, painful death. Oh, hell yeah, bud. Turn 2. potentially turn 3 if I have to. Do need some more mana, get up to the 5 slot, but... Black. I wonder if my opponent's playing black. Wow, they are playing black. So I'm just gonna... Steam-Kin. Field? Steam-Kin. Field, Steam-Kin. Steam-Kin. Yeah, I'm gonna Steam-Kin. Yeah, it's okay. Lands. Hell yeah. Do I care about killing this now? I guess so, because I don't actively have a way... I don't actively have a way to kill it if it does get bigger, so I'm just gonna kill it. What am I... I'm smart, I caught it. I don't have to kill it on my turn. I can wait until he activates it. If he doesn't activate it, I don't care, because next turn I'll have the ability to use Electrostatic Field plus Pyrohelix. Sure, I'll take 1 damage. Banner? Don't care. Playing mono black, aggro, I guess. Another field. That's nice. I could technically wait for field by chumping with this. Now I really want to. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm a man of greed. What can I say? Opponent already used a Legion's End, so hopefully they don't have an additional one. They do. The sadness is on the stack. It would likely result. Don't. No! Come on! All around me are familiar faces. I have to block. They have a mana. And I find it kinda sad. I find it shit. Kinda sad. If my opponent has a land, then I can't kill their knight. Sad. Mad world. Fuck. They had the second Legion's... They had the second main deck Legion's End. Why? Ooh, look at me, I'm Rankle. Fuck you, dude. The top 12 cards. Yeah, Wrinkle. Oh, I'm fine discarding. Just gonna discard a Jaya. No, I'll discard a Respecter. I'm only discarding half a card in that case. The issue is that my opponent has access to Lock Dwayne. Damn. The second Legion's End fucking murdered me, dude. Wait! Field of the Dead's not in the metagame anymore. Why are people still running main deck Legion's End? Why? Why? I don't really want to discard another card. Let's kill this. Ow. Okay. Jaya can't kill that. We're gonna Skarrgan. I can't win that race. So... my opponent can double buff the knight. Looks like they're just gonna kill... Oh, they paid for it. My opponent is playing a budget deck, and I'm dying horribly. I'm like just dead next turn? I'm just dead next turn. Fudge.
Ready for your first lesson?
Jaya, why do you hate me? Why is it that it's another red source? I'm gonna try and incentivize them to kill my Jaya, so hopefully they don't realize that they have lethal on me right now. No, I think... Oh my god, my opponent.
You aren't half bad.
Okay. This blocks. That Legions in destroyed me. I have to block that. I mean, other than Spark Harvest and the double Legion's End. I'm dead. That Legion's End crushed me. Damn. Yeah, Castle of Ice. Sometimes you get screwed by Legion's End. Don't know why my voice cracked right there. My apologies. Second game was against Rakdos Aggro. They had turn 1 Gutterbones, turn 2 Dread Horde Butcher, and I was able to use Chandra Pyrohelix to kill their things. It went downhill from there for them. This only has 2 lands, but I have 3 things to do. And I'm going second, so should potentially get something to do. Oh, yay, it's another Flash deck. Awesome. Great. Hell yeah, bud. Alright. So, don't know why I went that over there. I'm just going to try every turn to cast something. Cool, cool. Do you have a flashed in creature? You do? Wait. Oh. I guess that's fine. Well, I don't like it, but I guess it's fine. Now we're going to play Trebuchet. Just use our mana efficiently. I'm going to bounce it again. We don't have double blue for Borrower. Nope. Cool, cool. Alright. I am going to... So if I assume my opponent is going to be playing Ambusher this turn, then I could 2-for-1 myself by using Pyrohelix plus Bonecrusher Giant. However, because we have access to Bonecrusher Giant like afterward, it wouldn't be too big of a deal. My main concern is just like getting the damage on my opponent. I'm just gonna pass the turn. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill the Ambusher. And if they don't play it on my turn, then I can end of their turn risk factor. Yeah. That's fine. I'm gonna crush your bones into dust. And Helix you. Now the reason that's more or less okay is because Bonecrusher Giant, I've only used half of that card. So I don't feel as bad about it. Terramander, that's fine. They didn't have double blue. My guess is they had a lot of things in their hand that had double blue. I do think that they once upon a time too early. We take those though. We definitely take those. How many games have I played? It's already 25 minutes. Was it just that one game? No. No, it's been... This is the 4th game? My brain don't work be good. Turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, turn 5? Don't mind if I do. Let's see what my opponent's... Oh, no, please, no. Oh, okay. Bant is what I'm assuming. Oh, God. It's worse. It's mono green ramp. Alright, well, when you have nothing else, I'm kind of fine with that. We've got a Skewer. Hell yeah. And you had no follow-up? If you're just gonna let me do stuff, don't mind if I do. No reason to attack, I guess. Next turn we cast Torbran. Oh, it was actually... I assume we're gonna kill Runaway Steam-Kin. That's fine. Okay, so it is Simic. Well, still gonna play Torbran. And now this deals 3 damage to my opponent's face. Woo! And next turn I can play Jaya. Okay, so I guess he's gonna suicide his Wicked Wolf. That's fine. Because fun fact, this is gonna deal 3 damage to your wolf too. Goodbye. Hell yeah, bud. Just gonna play this. I guess I could attack first. Yeah, just attack first. See if my opponent's feeling froggy. Coward. Let's see. This is 4 damage plus 5, so it's 9 damage. I can put my opponent to 2. Then I can play Jaya and kill them. Right, let me just double check. 2, 5, 7, 9. Seems good to me. Since I have an additional mana, it would be better for me to just play the Bonecrusher Giant. Not necessarily because my Torbran might die. It'd be 2 plus 4, so that'd only be 6. No, I'm gonna stick with this then. Just burn our opponent to death. Just burn him to death. Oh no, Questing Beast. Here comes Jaya.
Control is what defines what this.
I burn my opponent with Torbran in play. I don't know. I'm very sorry for what that was. Look, it's late. Had a long day. We'll play another game because we're playing mono red, and I don't expect it to last all that long. Twig Wanderer. Feel like that might be a euphemism for something. Sounds great. And we're going first? Hell yeah, bud. Next turn we Steam-Kin. If we have to, we can skewer something. Otherwise, we can just wait. Wow, once upon a time at the end of my turn. Okay. There's no reason to do that. My opponent would have still seen this card plus one more card. My opponent would have seen one more card. They shouldn't have done that, essentially. So we are going against Big Green again. We'll see how well that works out for us. Luckily, I do have access to a skewer, so I can kill something of medium size. Oh, it's Gruul. They crushed the bones. My Steam-Kin doesn't have bones. It's made of steam and copper. I'm just going to risk factor them at end of turn, I guess. Yeah, let's risk factor them. Not the best situation, but not too bad. Yet. That's fine. He's gonna get a little bit bigger. Sure, sure. I'll take 2 Dabblades. My opponent's probably just gonna take 4. Maybe I just don't want Respecters. Even though they can technically be a lot of damage, maybe it's better just to have Light at the stage. I mean, at this light total, yeah, I expect them just to do that. So if Torbran can, like, stay alive, then I may be in an okay spot. It's just whether or not Torbran can stay alive. Especially if I can top deck another land. Nope, Torbran's dead. As soon as I see my red-green opponent target one of my creatures, I'm like, oh, no, it's dead. I'm gonna get, like, Domri's ambushed or something like that. Even Lava Coil, you know, I've seen some Gruul decks running Lava Coil recently. Now what's weird is Mono Black running multiple main deck Legion's Ents. Well, I don't trust that at all. So I'm not going to lose my Torbran for some blocking damage. Oh no, I'm at 11. I plan on having you way lower than 11. Sure. Hell yeah, bud. I can play Jaya. Yeah, I think I play Jaya and kill a Pelt Collector.
You can turn anything into a pile of ash if you put your mind to it. You're not exactly a quick learner, are you?
Unfortunately, my opponent has at least one. Okay, it's not exactly what I was expecting. So I have to be under the assumption that my opponent has a word is hard, because that's 10 damage, right? They need 1 damage. I kind of have to block here, but I'm probably still gonna die. I could block the Zert. Okay, let's see. That's +4. So that would be lethal, right? That's 12 total damage. Because, Collision Colossus, Colossus is +4/+2 in Trample. So if I block a Bonecrusher Giant, I live. Because the +4... it'd be 10. If I block a Zertog Goblin, I die. However, if I block a Bonecrusher Giant and I lose Torbran and still go to 1, then I would have to top deck another land in order to get Chandra, and then I still die to every haste creature in the deck. So knowing that, I think I have to make the suboptimal play. This is objectively the suboptimal play because of what they likely have in their hand. But if I take the optimal play, I lose anyway. Right? So I'm fairly certain that I'm going to lose because of Colossus. There we go. But I would have lost that game regardless. Because I would have had to lose my Torbran, I would have had to top deck a creature here, and my opponent is playing a bunch of damage, right? So, bit unfortunate. I still like this deck. It probably needs some tweaking. I literally made this. I made this entire deck in like an hour. So I freaking love it. We do have some cards on the sideboard I do want to talk about. See, these are some of the other cards that I didn't actually end up putting in the deck. Notably, right, Torbran is an opponent. So Spewer only deals 1 damage to you and deals 3 damage to your opponent. If you wanted to go more of a permanent route that is consistently just dealing a little bit of damage here and there, you know, Spewer, Trebuchet, any other card like that, then I think that's really interesting and cool. But I didn't want to have Spewer because I felt that it was a little bit too weak on its just general defensive capabilities, right? The Trebuchet and Field both have toughness big enough that I feel okay playing those against super aggressive decks, whereas Spewer, I don't. Ember Hauler is a great goblin. You can attack with it, and at any moment, if you have a mana open, you hit some for 2. With Torbran, you hit some for 4. With Jaya, you hit some for 1. Or 3 total, right? So I think Ember Hauler is a great option. Possibly you play that instead of some Steam-Kins. Possibly you cut down the total number of like spells and play it instead of Electrostatic Field instead. Kind of focus a little bit more on the creatures in general, the permanents. And I think that's totally fine. But yeah, it's okay. You know, it's good. I just didn't happen to keep it in. Fry, if you wanted to make this best 3, fantastic sideboard card, kills things, real nice for you. Lava Coil, it kills big things. For what it's worth, I think against against Big Green, you just burn their face. I think against them, you don't care about the creatures at all. You hope that you don't die, and you burn their face. I'm not even sure I care about Lava Coil in general. Chandra, I didn't include her because I didn't want this to really just be your typical mono red aggro deck. She is good though, so it's possible that you should just have her in anyway. Direct Current is recurable 4 damage potentially. That said, it isn't that, and it costs 3 mana, so that's why I didn't include it. Legion Warboss is repeatable damage, right? This, you're getting a 1/1 creature that you don't care if it dies every turn. If you have Torbran out, this is a 3/1 creature, right? That's why I had it in my mind initially, but it's also a 3-mana 2/2. So there's that. It is possible that Light Up the Stage is overall better, even in this deck where we plan on burning the crap out of our opponents, than Risk Factor. Not sure. Definitely worth a try. I hope people do try this deck because I think it's a ton of fun. But I'm not sure. Tibble, great sideboard option if your opponent is gaining life. Other than that, though, it doesn't, in my opinion, do enough for a main deck slot. But if you fear life gain decks, 3 of these in the sideboard will do you fine. Saheeli, she doesn't make red things. But if you played more non-creature spells in the deck, then I think she would be worth a slot because it protects you, right? So you can kind of play more of a burn version with Saheeli because she gives you a bit of that life buffer since you can block, right? So that's kind of why I might include Saheeli in a changed list. Chandra, Fire Artisan. She's cool in everything. She gives you card advantage. I wanted to move a little bit away from the number of permanents I had and play more burn, but she's probably fine. Chandra, Novice, Pyromancer, you can technically play a few more, like kind of an elemental-y version, some elemental sub-themes. You know, you already have Spit thing. I don't know, it has blue because of that. What the hell is your name? Scorch Spitter. You have access to the 4 mana one that brings in multiple things, so you can kind of have a Torbran elemental deck. That's like an entirely separate deck that you would want to explore by yourself. So there's that. Extreme Mana Frenzy helps card advantage. I just hate this card, so fuck it. Cavalier of Flame is funny because it can dump excess lands. I didn't actually see that I was flooding out much, which was good to see. You know, 25 land deck. Kind of expected to flood out a lot more than I did, so I like that. Sarkhan, she's cool. She pings. Definitely helpful in a deck like this where you're just kind of slowly going through. And she allows you to play the top card. Right? That's pretty helpful. If I were to make changes initially, I think I would go more towards a spell deck. So let's actually do this, because this would be the deck that I actually post, because this is the deck that I played with. But I would probably end up actually just going. I was running 2 shocks the entire time. Well, that doesn't feel right. And I probably would end up running more spells, right? Probably end up say Bite of the Sarkhan, Bite of the Skarrgan. I like these 2 still. I still like her, but you know, increase like all of the actual burn. What else would I be cutting though? Sundering Stroke. Yeah, honestly, I don't think I need this Steam-Kin necessarily. In this case, I probably would also try and cut down on a land so that I'm just running 24 and include another shock in there. Chandra's Triumph, don't think I would want. Instead, I would want another Trebuchet. Yes, I think this might be what I would do instead. A lot more consistency as well, in just having your big ticket items, and it is very, very centered around the 3-shot. So that's probably what I would end up doing in kind of a slightly more spell version. Now this still only has 17, so this isn't a version that I would run Saheeli in. This is just a slightly higher spell version that focuses a little bit more on just burning your opponent in the face. I like this card. This card's a fun card. yeah, this was fun. I enjoyed playing this. This is a good time. It's a good time. Hope you enjoyed playing as well. Would like to, of course, thank my lovely patrons, especially Zin and Furry God, for the continued support. If you'd like to join them supporting the show, you can find links to that down in the description, as well as a lot of other important stuff. I put a lot of work into my descriptions. Please check them out. I hope you enjoyed this video. I did. If you did, go ahead and tap that like button, add subscription to your manifold, cast a comment in the comment section down below, pass the turn, and the vid to some of your friends. Of course, until next time, I will be one.